Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA regional tournament action here from Southwood County Park in Wisconsin Rapids. My name is Joe Anderson. I'm joined by Olivia Zimmerman on production. Game 2 features the Holmen Features and the Jim Falls Sturgeons, which makes me think of the joke, what do you call a fish doctor? A sturgeon surgeon. Ha, ha, ha. All right, Holmen, the home team. On the hill for the Features is Andrew Fisher. Catching is Alex Gavrilos. Adam Kwan at first. Trev Van Egtern at second. Cameron Weber, the shortstop. Calvin Hargrove, the third baseman. In the outfield for Holmen, Anthony Vivian. Center field is Mason Palmer. Right field is Eric Ramsire. And DHing is Caleb Maddle. Base umpire is Mark Horn, and behind the plate calling balls and strikes is Mike Huber. And leading off for Jim Falls is Jace Coda, the center fielder. First pitch at 3:34. Count even at a ball in the strike. We had a pretty quick game between Brill and Eau Claire. Brill pulls out the 4-3 victory in the 9th inning. Great defensive play by the center fielder for Brill. And Josh Halverson doubled up the runner at second, the tying run at second base. One out. Sinking liner to right to center field. Halverson grabbed it just before it hit the turf, got the out, and gunned it into second to get the double play. And that's how game 1 ended in favor of Brill, 4-3. Game 2 here of 3 this afternoon. It hasn't warmed up much. It was 69 for game 1. It's still 69 here for game number 2. And down on strikes goes Jace Coda for the first out. Jackson Google, the batter. Herrick and Hart Law Office. They've been on the side of the injured since 1951. Find them at Eau Claire. Find them at eauclairelaw.com. Jackson Google, the left fielder, just underway here. Second batter of game 2 here. Game 3 will feature Viroqua as one of the teams, the Viroqua Sox. Now you're getting down around my neighborhood where I grew up, down in that area of Wisconsin. 2-0 count. Foul out of play. Last day of baseball work for Miss Zimmerman as she prepares for soccer, volleyball, and football. I have been very blessed with great producers this year. I had a nice chat with her, and Olivia is going places. I told her to make sure that she throws me a couple shekels after she makes her first $1 billion. Smart kid. 3-1 count to Google with one out. Right at the shortstop, Weber. And that's the second out. Madison Tester, the shortstop, steps into the batter's box. Jim Falls in the black jerseys with the yellow sleeves, yellow numbers and trim, and white pants. And the gentleman from Holmen wearing the gray pinstripes with gray pants and shirts with blue pinstripes, blue letters, numbers, gray hats. And 1-1 to Tester. Two and one count. Fisher's pitch is lined to right field. It's going to go foul. First game moved right along. We need to change the names of the teams on the scoreboard. Ground ball, Van Egtern. And that's an error on Van Egtern at second. That'll put Tester at first. And all all artificial turf surface here at Southwood County Park. Tournament being coordinated by Mr. John Kramenacher, well known for his baseball prowess here in the Rapids area. Started the team down here, the Red Hawks. John, great guy. If you haven't had a chance to meet him, come on down here to the ballpark and say hello. Tall gentleman, big mustache, pleasant demeanor, knows his baseball. 2-0 count. Foul out of play. This is A.J. Semenauer, the DH. 2-1 count on him with 2 outs and runner at first. Sun making more of an appearance here. Fouled. Gavrilos, the catcher, lots of locks. You can see sneaking out from underneath the batting helmet cap he's wearing. Fisher, the pitch. Popped up. Ramsayer makes a play for it, but runs out of real estate as it goes out of play. Hard to believe that back in my youth, Alex Gavrilos and I had the same kind of hairstyle. No fun. Olivia chuckles. It's like, I'll show you the pictures. I always blame my hair loss on coaching junior high basketball, both boys and girls, sitting on the bench, grabbing my hair, going, what am I doing? 2-2 count with 2 outs, runner at first. The pitch, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Head to the bottom of the first. We're scoreless between Jim Falls and Holmen. You're watching WBA Regional Baseball Tournament action here on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Coach's Edge. Baseball and softball coaches, check this out. Finally, the app we've all been waiting for, Coach's Edge. Coach's Edge, the app to teach your players the signs. Help extend teaching time beyond practice. Ditch the playbooks and level up your team's IQ. Your players seem to always know where their phone and technology is. Now put your coaching knowledge in their technology with Coach's Edge. No more missed signs. Instead, unlock your players' full potential with Coach's Edge. Download Coach's Edge for free on your phone's app store. Bottom of the first inning defensively for the Sturgeons of Jim Falls. Mike Maurer on the pitcher's mound. Bobby Soren is catching. Colton Turner at first. Jake Elsinger at second. Madison Tester is the shortstop. Carter Stelter at third. In the outfield, Jackson Google in left. Jace Coda in center. Evan Dennis in right. A.J. Schemenauer is the DH for Jim Falls. Holmen will bring up to the plate Mason Palmer, Cameron Weber, and Calvin Hargrove here in the bottom of the first, scoreless after a half inning. And we got Mike Maurer showing the Sox First one of either teams that I've done today that's actually had some stirrups or socks shown. I'm an old traditionalist. Palmer, the leadoff hitter, are behind 0-2. Foul past the first base coach of Holmen. Adam Quam. Ben Byam manages the gentleman from Holmen. That pitch had a little bit of punch on it. You could hear that pop up here. Mike Maurer, the hurler for Jim Falls. Leadoff hitter, 2-2. Madison Palmer make that full count now, 3-2. Cameron Weber on deck. Full count. Fouled away. Seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up. And draws the leadoff walk, does Mr. Palmer. Cameron Weber, the shortstop, will step in the bat. You need to watch that lead foot of the pitcher, Mike Maurer. He'll get the sign, and he puts that foot down like that. It's kind of an interesting motion. That lead foot he'll lift it up and then set it back down. Just take a chance, take a look. He checks the runner. Right at Tester, the shortstop. Line shot, makes the catch. One away brings up Calvin Hargrove, the third baseman. No relation to Mike Hargrove, the longtime Cleveland Indian player and manager, also known as the human rain delay. Before pitch clock, Mike Hargrove played in the 70s and 80s. His at-bats took at least 10 to 12 minutes, if not longer. Bobby Soren finally tracks down the ball. Hargrove used to, before he'd step into the batter's box, he would adjust his batting gloves, he would adjust his socks, his hat, everything else, and then he'd take his time and step in and dig in. That would take at least 30 seconds. And after every pitch, he would go step out of the box and do the same thing every pitch. But Calvin Hargrove stays right in the box. He's ready to go. Mike Hargrove ended up being manager of the Indians, got into the World Series, almost won in the 1990s. That's called a strike. 3-1 is Calvin Hargrove taking all the way. Popped up, playable in right field. Dennis makes the catch. Good catch by Evan Dennis. A windy day here in central Wisconsin. Northwesterly winds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles an hour. It's very breezy. Everything blowing left to right. Game one was very interesting. Some hits, some balls that would have been foul blew back into play. Runner goes, throw down to second, and he's not there in time. So a good stolen base by Mason Palmer with 2 outs. 0-1 with 2 outs. Palmer at second. Vivian, the batter, takes strike 2. See if the catchers for these two teams were as sharp as the gentleman that caught the previous game. They were outstanding. Not one ball skipped past either one. And it's a dead ball. As the ball hit Vivian, so we have our first hit batter. It'll put Vivian at first, and Palmer now at second. And Trev Van Egtern. And Trev Van Egtern, the 5th batter of the inning for Holmen. First pitch, fly ball right field. Evan Dennis says you get nothing like it. That'll end the threat. 1 in the books. We are scoreless as we head to the top of the second inning. You're watching WBA Regional Baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Hey, A&W Restaurants, they're introducing the new Cap'n Crunch Cereal Shake. The A&W signature frosty mug is filled with creamy vanilla self-serve and loaded with berry-licious bits of Captain Crunch cereal. It'll take you back to Saturday morning cartoons and then some at your nearest A&W All-American Food location in Altoona, Cadott, Withee, Spencer, and Colby. And as they say, you got to fight for your right to party as the music plays in the second inning. We look at some of the hitters for the previous game for Eau Claire. Joel Efforts was 1 for 2. Lance Lettner was 1 for 4. Hot hitter for Eau Claire in the first game today was Joe Myrold, went 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. Hot hitters for the Millers of Brill. Kirby Brunslick was 2 for 4. Joe Serbiak was 2 for 2, and Josh Halverson was 2 for 3. And leadoff hitter for Jim Falls, Soren with a good double to right field. It bounces up against the fence. So a solid double for the catcher, Bobby Soren. Kind of finishing up a little review of the previous game. Jesse Urbanek took the loss. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, allowed 3 runs. Big one in the bottom of the 8th that gave Brill the lead. Logan Heil went the complete distance for the Millers. 9 innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, struck out 2, 3 runs. All in the first inning. And shut them down for 8. Jake Elsinger, the batter now, with Bobby Soren at second. Noah Dix is courtesy running for the catcher. Noah Dukes at second base. Courtesy running for Bobby Soren. Soren, the catcher, you can courtesy run for pitchers or catchers or both. Good pitch from Fisher. Swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 to Jake Elsinger. Checks the runner, comes to the plate. Fly ball to right center field. And they're going to hold up the runner at third, and Soren. Runners at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the second. Brings up Carter Stelter, the third baseman. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Starts him out with a ball. Stelzer ahead of the count, 1-0. Fouls that one away. Count even at 1-1. Clouds seem to be going to the north. Sun is out. Wind is still prominent, but the temperature seems to be improving. Fouled off. Mike Huber calling balls and strikes. Mark Horn on the bases, the men in blue for this matchup. Fisher, the pitch. Oh, just missed it. Fisher thought he had it, but it was just a bit outside, to quote Bob Uecker. The pitch, high. Work the count full as Stelter. Fisher comes set, delivers. Ground ball into the hole. It's short, and it's an infield single. It was deep in the hole. Weber knocked it down. But Soren kind of faked him out and did not advance to try to advance to go to home. Retreated back, and by that time, Elsinger had secured second, and Stelter, there was no way he was going to be thrown out at first. So bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the second for Jim Falls. And Colton Turner, a spot to score some runs if he can get a base hit. Jim Falls over in the western side of the state. Viroqua around the southwest. Holmen around is in the La Crosse area. Fisher, the windup and the pitch. Ground ball. And we got confusion all over the place. 2 runs come in. Error on the throw. All right. Ground ball went to Quam at first. He wasn't sure where to go with it. He had a force out at home. I don't think everything was set up. He didn't think he could have it in time. So he had a throwing error, which allowed Turner to reach. Stelter advanced to third. And this is Evan Dennis. Nobody out yet. 2 runs in. Runners at the corners. So 2 defensive indecisions. One by Cameron Weber, one by Adam Quam, have proved to be positive for Jim Falls. And Fisher falls behind now, 2-0. Fly ball, left field. Vivian makes the catch. Will throw home. Stelter does not advance, stays at third. At this point in time, you want to give up a run to get an out, most likely. And now top of the order, Jace Cota. So Jace Cota struck out in the first inning, 0 for 1. Good catch by Gavrilos behind the plate. Fly ball to right field. It's going to drop foul. Jim Falls with 2 here in the top of the second. 1 out, 2 on. Ground ball to short. Weber out at second. Not in time at first. So Cota will get the fielder's choice. Turner out at second for the second out. And Stelter will come in with the third run of the inning. Now with 2 outs and 1 on. Jackson Google, the batter, the left fielder, flied out to Cameron Weber in the first. Fisher's pitch called a strike. That one high for a ball. 2-1 the count. Cota at first. Two and two. Cota going on contact with 2 away. Andrew Fisher, the pitcher, comes set and delivers. The runner goes. Hit and run was on. Cota will have to trot back the first as that was fouled back. Fisher gets the sign from his catcher, comes set, and the pitch. Runner goes, throw way off the mark. So a stolen base for Cota. Full count. Google awaits the pitch from Fisher. Here it is. Walked him. Two outs, 2 on, 3 in for Jim Falls. 8th batter of the inning in form of Madison Tester, who reached on an error in the first inning. So Madison Tester or Mason, I'm sorry. I don't know where I got Madison from. That's why you always do scorebooks in pencil. Sorry about that, Mason. We'll make that change. 2-0 count to Tester. Gavrilos knocks it down, keeps it in front of him, but the runners will advance. Gavrilos and Fisher will talk things over. Give me a chance to fix Mason's name on the defensive sheet I have. Yeah, friends, football is going to be starting in about 2 weeks. And volleyball the week after that. And soccer. Strike called. Boys soccer in the fall, girls in the spring. Three and one count, the pitch. Fly ball right field. It's going to go over the head of Ramsire, and that'll bring in 2 more runs. So a 2 RBI double for Mason Tester. Makes it 5-0 here in the second inning. And A.J. Schemenauer, the 9th batter of the inning. Pops it up, out of play. 5 runs here for Jim Falls in the second inning. On 4 hits. That off-speed pitch called a strike up high. Just got the top of the top of the target. The pitch popped up, out of play. 0-2. Game 2 of 3 this afternoon on the network. Next game scheduled for a 6:30 p.m. start. That pitch outside. 1-2. The pitch. And that will end the inning on the strikeout. 5 runs come in for the lads from Jim Falls. We head to the bottom of the second. The Sturgeon leading the features 5-0. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Big Putts is the greatest indoor mini golf experience in the universe, as determined by unofficial independent voting. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield is open 7 days a week. Plan your next night out, weekend, birthday party, company outing, or an afternoon delight of mini golf at Big Putts. After a round of golf, test your skill in the area's best arcade. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield and Big Putts on Facebook. I like Big Putts and I cannot lie.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports. Our friends from Bruce Orthodontics. They provide comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. Call their Marshfield office to set up a free consultation today. Bottom of the second inning. Adam Quam, Alex Gavrilos, and Caleb Maddle will come up for the features. Mike Maurer on the hill. First pitch, ground to Elsinger at second. Over to first for 1 pitch, 1 out. Gavrilos, the catcher, number 7 in the lineup, to bat.
That'll bring up the Holmen catcher, number 30, Alex Gavrilos.
Maurer comes set, delivers. He's got a unique wind up and pitch motion. Kind of reminds you of Doyle Alexander from back in the day. Big lanky right-hander. Fly ball to left field. Google makes the catch. Gugl. I wonder if Jackson Google has to go on the internet and Google things. I know. Bad dad jokes for game 2. Caleb Mantle, the batter, DH. First pitch, he hits up, pops it up. Turner. So that was quick. I think he threw about 4 pitches, 3 outs. Headed to third. It's 5-0. Jim Falls. You're watching WBA baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed.
it's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Yes, you are right. 9 is at second. And I think Ramsmeyer went from right. Ramsmeyer goes to third. And Hargrove went from third to second. Yeah, they'll stay same in the batting order. So we're getting things figured out here. We're figuring out all the defensive stuff. Got it all figured out, and Bobby Soren leads off the top of the third for Jim Falls with a base hit. Okay, Eric Ramsmeyer has moved from right to third. Calvin Hargrove has moved from third to second base. And Tren Van Egtern has moved from second to right. Bunt is successful, and Jim Falls puts the first 2 batters here in the top of the third on base. Good bunt single for Jake Elsinger. Duke's courtesy running at second. Mancino's Grinder and Pizza is locally owned and operated and has been a family tradition for over 27 years. For the best hot sandwich in town, grab a grinder at Mancino's, conveniently located just off Highway 53 and Claremont Avenue in Eau Claire. Another bunt, and it's going to go foul. So runners at first and second. We've got Dukes, the courtesy runner, at second. Elsinger at first, and Carter Stelter with an 0-1 count as his bunt attempt went foul. 5 runs in the second for the lads from Jim Falls. And they lead 5-0. Bunt again. Quam. And the bunt successful. Advances the runners to second and third with 1 out. Dukes at third, Elsinger at second, and the number 8 hitter, Colton Turner, 0 for 1, the batter.
First baseman, number 18, Colton Turner.
Turner hits one to short. And everybody's safe. So Turner gets the fielder's choice. Weber knocked it down. And again, indecision on the part of the Holmen features. Has now loaded the bases with one out. And Evan Dennis, the batter. You know, it's easy for me to say indecision up here, but you got to know what the play is and where you're going to do. Are you going to give up a run to get an out? High fly ball, center field. Palmer under it, makes the catch. The runner's going to try to advance from third, and will do so to make it 6-0. Sac fly, RBI. That's a sac fly, and Bobby Soren will come in to score the 6th run of the inning, the game for Jim Falls. Or, that was Dukes that came in the courtesy runner. Now with 2 outs. Jake Cota with 2 outs. Cota with a strikeout and a fielder's choice and scored a run in the 2nd. Sixth batter of the inning for Jim Falls. Their bats have come alive here in the 2nd and now in the 3rd inning as well. Inside pitch from Fisher makes it 1-2. The pitch. And that will end the inning. One comes in for the gentleman from Jim Falls. They increase their lead to 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching WBA Regional Baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
You know, Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
You know, when you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
Shepke Chiropractic. Whether it's water skiing, baseball, or golf, Shepke Chiropractic has got your back. For all your sports-related injuries this summer, you can rely on Shepke Chiropractic to get you back in the game. Visit us online at shepkechiropractic.com. SCHEPPKE chiropractic.com. You can get Culligan Water for only $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. Bottom of the 3rd, 6-0, Jim Falls. Joe Anderson. Olivia Zimmerman. Bringing you this second of 3 games today on the network from Southwood County Park in Wisconsin Rapids. Regional WBA tournament action. Eric Ramsmeyer, the batter. Kind of like these teams with the big numbers on the back. Foul down the third baseline, 1-2 the count. Ramsmeyer, then top of the order in Palmer, and then Weber for Holmen. A 4-pitch inning for Mauer in the second. That's a pop up to the second baseman, and Elsinger secures the ball for the first out. Top of the order in Mason Palmer. Mason looking for his first official at bat. He drew a leadoff walk in the first, stole second, and was stranded. The pitch, called a strike. 1-1 the count. Holmen in those gray jerseys with the blue pinstripes and blue numbers. Fouled off, makes it 1-2. Mauer loses the ball, rolls over to Jake Elsinger. He'll flip it back up. Turner and Stelter playing deep at first and third. Ground ball. Elsinger at second. Over to Turner at first for the second out. One of the advantages of having a tall first baseman is if you kind of throw a ball a little high, you've got a lot more success of having the first baseman catch it. Long and lanky. That's what you need. Base is empty with 2 outs. Cameron Weber, 0 for 1. And he caught it! Elsinger. That is a Sports Center highlight catch right there. Nice job by the second baseman, Jake Elsinger, the end of the inning. 3 in the books. 6-0 Jim Falls. Head to the top of the fourth. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Cool down. Everyone again. Okay, we're catching me singing. Chippewa Valley Orthopedics, whether you're a professional athlete, weekend warrior, or simply have an aching joint, rest assured that you will receive unsurpassed care delivered with compassion and respect when you need it most. Visit the sports medical experts at Chippewa Valley Orthodontics. And a leadoff, no, foul. Are they calling it fit? Now the home plate umpire is indicating he's pointing foul ball. That's what I thought. Jackson Google hit a ball to right field, and it went right on the line. It just missed the chalk by about an inch. And you saw the umpire taking his right hand and pointing away towards the fence, which indicates foul. If it's fair, they'll point in towards the diamond to say it's a fair ball. This time he pops it up. Could be trouble. And finally, Van Egton will, in right field, makes the catch. I'll tell you something. Anything, a fly ball to the outfield today in this weather is an adventure. Wind is blowing pretty steadily from the northwest at 15 miles an hour, sometimes up to 25. It's only about 70 degrees, and the clouds are starting to fill back in again. We had some brief clearing, but now it's starting to get mostly cloudy again. Mason Tester, the batter. 0-1 to him. Andrew Fisher in his fourth inning of work for Holmen. 6 hits, 6 runs, struck out 2, walked 1. Ground ball. Weber over to first. Got him. Good stretch by Quam at first to get the out. 2 up, 2 down. This is A.J. Schemenauer. Struck out twice. Both times to end an inning.
Designated hitter, number 15, A.J. Schemenauer.
Ball 1. Ground ball to short. Weber will scoop it, go to first. Going to say his foot was there. Mr. Horn makes the call. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Jim Falls leads 6-0. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call to your first sip to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coach's Edge. Baseball and softball coaches, check this out. Finally, the app we've all been waiting for, Coach's Edge. Coach's Edge, the app to teach your players the signs. Help extend teaching time beyond practice. Ditch the playbooks and level up your team's IQ. Your players seem to always know where their phone and technology is. Now, put your coaching knowledge in their technology with Coach's Edge. No more missed signs. Instead, unlock your players' full potential with Coach's Edge. Download Coach's Edge for free on your phone's app store. Calvin Hargrove will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th for Holmen, trailing 6-0. He sees the first pitch, hits a high fly ball to Evan Dennison right, makes the catch for the first out. And for all of you young baseball players who are watching, did you see that he had two hands catching the ball? Especially when it's that windy, you can if you can see the trees in the background, you can see how they're being pushed to the right because that wind is pretty brisk from left to right on your screen. And a wild pitch from Mauer. I think that's got to be one of the. I think that's like the first pitch that's even gotten close to the backstop today. Now that's the first pitch that's gotten by a catcher. We were spoiled in that first game. Both of those lads could keep that ball. I don't think any ball went anywhere near the backstop. Either a wild pitch or a pass ball. That one's right down 8th Street South. 2-1 the count. Three and one. That was close. Mike Mauer working his 4th inning for the Sturgeon. Fly ball. It's going to drop into center field for a base hit for Anthony Vivian. Or no. Yes. This should be Trev Van Egtern. So Egtern 0 for 1 with a runner at first and one away. Soren knocks that one down. Mauer had been cruising. He's got a no-hitter going yet. Walked one, hit one, yet to record a strikeout. Oh no, we've got a catastrophe. Olivia spilled her bubbler. I was going to say the wind is blowing in here pretty strong. There's no sugar in that, is there? Okay. Little pop-up, could be trouble. And the first baseman, Turner, makes the catch. The only reason I say asked about sugar was that those nasty little bees are starting to come out. It's August, and they're looking to get as much sugar stored up for the winter time as they can. And you got to keep an eye open for them because a lot of times they'll fly into your pop cans and you'll take a drink and they'll sting you. A friend of mine that I worked with in the summers at school had that situation. Didn't realize it, took a drink and got stung in the tongue or the inside the mouth and had to go to the hospital and get a shot. A pitch high for a ball. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. Vivian at first and Adam Quam 0 for 1 the batter. Olivia's got everything under control, so I'm not worried. Pitch low and away for ball 2. Holmen trailing Jim Falls 6-0. Mauer had been cruising, got the first batter out here in the bottom of the 4th and giving up a single. Got a pop-up, but in behind the count. Ground ball. And they're going to give Quam a hit. catcher who flew out to Jackson Google his first at bat.
The catcher, number 30, Alex Gabriello.
Solve the problem with a big hunk and paperclip. Some of her right at third. And that will end the inning. Stelter with a Stelter defensive play to end the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. 4 in the books. We head to the top of the 5th. 6-0, Jim Falls. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat!
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a little. Oh! U-turn! U-turn! Oh my goodness!
U-turn? You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Today's game is brought to you by Toyson Ford. Stop in at Toyson Ford to pick out your new ride. Come see why all your friends and neighbors say you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford. An SC Swiderski apartment or home is certain to be where you want to live, work, and play throughout the Chippewa Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Wall-to-Wall Carpet One, located on East Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. Give Wall-to-Wall Carpet One a call at 715-598-4485. Since 2009, Momentum Baseball Academy has been leading baseball instruction in western Wisconsin. Momentum Baseball Academy, official partner of the Eau Claire Express.
Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. Staub Construction, a 100% employee-owned company. Don't forget our friends from Dahlman Insurance. The Dahlman Insurance Agency provides business, home, auto, and farm insurance throughout the Chippewa Valley. Contact Eric Knutson in Elk Mound or Wayne Dahlman in Eau Claire. Dahlman Insurance, come for the rates, stay for the service. And Security Financial Bank. Security Financial Bank, SFB. Whether you're starting a business, buying your first home, or saving for college, SFB are the bankers who believe in you. Learn more today at sfbank.com. Member FDIC. Warm-up toss is completed. We head to the top of the 5th. Bobby Soren, Jake Elsinger, and Carter Stelter due up for the Sturgeon. And Soren, 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Facing Andrew Fisher. Ground ball through the hole. It's short for a base hit. Soren keeps his hot bat going. He's 3 for 3. Bring up Jake Elsinger, who was also 2 for 2. 2 runs scored. Or, pardon me, 1 run scored.
Pinch runner Noah Dix in.
Noah Dix will courtesy run for Soren.
The second baseman, number 11, Jake Esslinger.
Here I'm calling him Elsinger. It's Esslinger. Be quiet over there. I can't read. Esslinger with a good bunt. He's going to beat it out for a base hit. When I say his name right, then he gets a base hit. He's also 3 for 3. So apologies to Jake Esslinger and his group. I got his name right now. So Jim Falls fans, sorry about that.
Carter Stelter.
Carter Stelter with nobody out. Infield fly rule in effect with runners at first and second. Another good bunt. Is he going to beat that one out? No. That was an excellent bunt for Stelter. It'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Colton Turner, who's 0 for 2. Reached on an error and then on a fielder's choice. Hot bats for the gentleman from Jim Falls. It's got to be that Sturgeon. The pitch. Fly ball right field. Caught by Van Egte. For the second out. He'll bring up number 9 hitter Evan Dennis. Evan flew out to left and flew out to center, but that second fly out was a sacrifice fly, which brought in a run. The 6th run of the contest. He hits a ground ball to shortstop over the first, and that'll end the inning. They threaten but do not score. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 6-0. Jim Falls over Holmen. You're watching WBA baseball action on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop. Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season. Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedic. Rely on the experience of our sports medicine team when you experience any sports-related injury or issue. You can count on prompt, proper diagnosis, and customized treatment plans to meet your goals. Their orthopedic surgeons and our athletic trainers serve your athletes in Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and Western Wisconsin. Chippewa Valley Orthopedic.
Leading off for Holmen in their half of the 5th inning is the designated hitter, number 25, Caleb Mattel.
Caleb Mattel will lead things off here. Bottom of the 5th. Takes strike 1, or ball 1 that is, excuse me. Ground ball could be trouble. And he beats it out. Good play by Esslinger, but he couldn't get that ball out of his hands quick enough. So Caleb Matta will reach on a leadoff single on the infield hit. Got to give shout-outs to our viewers. Tammy's watching. Go Fish. Nicole is watching. Dustin is watching. Keith is watching. WBA, Wisconsin Baseball Association Regional Tournament. Winner of this tournament will advance to state, and that pitch hit him. Are they going to give him first? And we're going to call time. Now he offered for the pitch. So Mr. Hubel is going to maybe talk to Mr. Horn, make sure they're right. The way I understand the rule is if the pitch hits you, you've got to, if the pitch is coming towards you, you have to make an attempt to miss being hit by the pitch. And what had happened is Ramsire, the batter, had turned squared to bunt, and the ball hit him, and it's called a strike. That should be the correct call. You may not like it, but that's the way it is. You can't just turn into a pitch, otherwise then everybody be leaning in the pitches all the time. Got to make an attempt to get out of the way. He did offer at the pitch. Maddle at first, Ramsire, the batter. He's now behind the count 0-2. Ramsire 0 for 1. Ground ball foul, third baseline. So thanks to Tammy, Nicole, Dustin, and Keith for tuning in. You want to get a shout out on the air, leave a positive comment. We appreciate it. Good group of people watching today here on the network. 0-2 the count, the pitch. Popped up out of play. That one hit a pole. We got a pole baseball. That was always the goal in Marshfield at Jack Hackman. You get a foul ball that would hit one of the poles behind the press box or on the piping. That one inside, that nearly hit him. Now, if the ball had hit him at that point in time, then he would have gotten on first base. Mauer, the pitch. Popped up out of play. Don Baylor was the master of being hit by a pitch. He was a rather large fellow and had a rather prominent backside, and he could make it look. He could turn into a pitch, and it would hit him in the butt, and he would get on base. Call a strike. So Ramsire called out on strikes. Some of the fans offering Blue some assistance on the calls. Their thoughts are appreciated, but not necessary. Mason Palmer, 0 for 1, a walk and a ground out. Don Baylor in his youth was one heck of a DH. He could really sock the ball, but towards the end of his career, you know, when he played for the Twins in '91, he was their designated getting hit by pitch batter. You needed a base runner, you brought Don Baylor up, and you knew 9 times out of 10 he was going to get plunked. And a Curtis or pinch runner would come in that was a little faster. Maddle fakes out the defense a little bit, makes it look like he's going to go, and he stays home. The pitch. Base hit to left center field. He's digging for third, and he's there. So Palmer with a single to left center. And the hard-running Caleb Maddle with 2 outs, or 1 out, getting to third.
The shortstop, number 7, Cameron Weber.
Runners at second and third with only 1 out, and Cameron Weber 0 for 2. Clouds starting to cover up the sun again, becoming more overcast. It's supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow. Right now it's about 70 degrees. The pitch. Fouled off, but it hit Soren right in the mask. Everybody will give everybody else a chance to kind of get their selves resituated. Count is 1-1. 1 out. Runners at second and third for Holmen. Another good stop by Soren. Maurer comes set, delivers the pitch. Foul out of play, right field side. 5 in the second for Jim Falls and 1 in the third. And we stand at 6-0, but Holmen threatening with runners at second and third with 1 out. And they're going to bring in a run on that hit to right field. So an RBI single for Cameron Weber puts the lads from Holmen on the board. It's now 6-1. Palmer advances to third. Maddle scores. Colin Hargrove, the batter. He hits one foul down the right field line. Not a play. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Maurer comes set. Runner goes from first. The hit and run was on. Hargrove fouls that one away. 0-2. The pitch. And a base hit to left brings in the second run. So now the bats from Holmen are starting to wake up. An RBI single for Calvin Hargrove brings in Mason Palmer. And now it's 6-2 with 1 out. We may have a pitching change. Take a moment. Their head coach comes out to chat. He didn't catch his name, but he talked about how his he blew out his left ACL and just had surgery just a few weeks ago on that left knee. Conference is concluded. They're going to keep Maurer in on the hill. Runners at first and second with 1 out, so the infield fly rule is in effect.
That'll bring up the Holmen left fielder, number 6, Anthony Vivian.
Anthony Vivian hit by a pitch and a single in the 4th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Maurer's first hit's given up. He kept them hitless for the first 4. And here in the 5th, 1, 2, 3 hits and a run. Another stop by Soren behind the plate. I'm not sure how much longer they're going to go with Mr. Maurer on the hill. He loads the bases. We may see a pitching change. We'll see. He comes set. Mauer delivers. Inside. 3-1. The pitch. High, ball 4. He walks the bases floated. Well, you've got a force out at any base. The infield is in the corners. Oh, and a misplay at second. So Van Egtern, the batter, will reach on the fielder's choice. 2 runs come in as Weber and Hargrove score. And an error on Mason Tester.
First baseman, number 28, Adam Wong.
And Vivian now at third. Throw down the second. But Vivian does not attempt to advance at third. Still 1 out. 4 runs in. We've got a ball game now. It's 6-4. Gentlemen from Holmen seemed pretty quiet until the 5th inning and the bats got going. Ground ball, it's going to go up the hole. Knocked down by Tester, but it's a base hit RBI for Quam. And now all of a sudden it's 6-5. And I think we've seen the last of Mike Mauer on the hill. And we will have a pitching change. Olivia, if you want to go to a commercial, we'll be back after the pitching change is made. You're watching WBA Baseball and Zaleski Sports.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Big Putts is the greatest indoor mini golf experience in the universe, as determined by unofficial independent voting. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield is open 7 days a week. Plan your next night out, weekend, birthday party, company outing, or an afternoon delight of mini golf at Big Putts. After a round of golf, test your skill in the area's best arcade. Big Putts on South 27th Street in Greenfield and Big Putts on Facebook. I like Big Putts and I cannot lie.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Or Holmen. Runner goes to second, no play. Five runs here in the bottom of the fifth for Holmen. Pitching line for Mike Maurer. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 2 walks, struck out 1, 5 runs scored, and 1 hit batter for his time on the mound. A.J. Schemenauer now pitching. High fly ball center field. Coda will make the catch for out number 2. And Van Egtern will score the tying run. So a sac fly.
Designated hitter, number 25, Caleb Maddle.
Caleb Maddle will bat. Gonna do a little work in the book with the eraser. There we go. Off-speed pitch for a strike. 10th batter of the inning, and Caleb Maddle, he led it off with a single. Runner goes to third on the wild pitch. And the go-ahead run now at third for Holmen. Holmen just looked down in the dumps and through 4 innings, just no energy, no vigor. And here in the 5th inning, they have really changed the tune. Scored 6 runs to tie this game up. Jim Falls led comfortably 6-0. Fly ball to right. Ennis makes the catch to end the inning, but 6 runs come in for Holmen. We head to the 6th. It's tied at 6. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
they, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed.
It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA Baseball. Holmen wakes up the bats in the 5th. 6 runs to tie this game at 6. He did it on 5 hits. There was 1 error. They left 1. Top of the 6th inning. Jim Falls will bring up to the plate the top of the order in Jace Coda, Jackson Google, and Mason Tester.
And leading off for Jim Falls in their half of the 6th, the center fielder, number 5, Jake Coda.
So Jake Coda will lead things off here in the top of the 6th for Jim Falls. Swing and a miss. Andrew Fisher still on the hill for the gentleman from Holmen. Bunt attempt, good bunt. Fisher scoops it over to first, gets the out. Close play. But the put out is made. August 10th, and we're wearing sweatshirts and pullovers because it's chilly.
Left fielder, number 8, Jackson Google.
Freaky tiki. I can't remember where that commercial was, but I remember that line. 1 out, count 0-1 to Jackson Google. Ground ball. Ramsire. Good throw, gets the out. 2 up, 2 down. Andrew Fisher gave up 5 in the second and 1 in the third, and has since then shut down the offense of Jim Falls.
Shortstop, number 27.
And Mason Tester reached on an error and grounded out to short, and hit a 2 RBI double in the second. 2 outs, bases empty. Fisher in his 6th inning of work, 5 2/3 so far. Struck out 1, 2, 3. Struck out 3, yet to walk up, was only walked 1. And just as I say that, a base hit for Mr. Tester. So the go-ahead run for Jim Falls at first base with 2 outs.
The pitcher, number 15, A.J. Schemenauer.
A.J. Schemenauer will step in. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Ball right straight for my face if that screen hadn't been there. Olivia would have caught it for me and saved the day. She chuckles. Yeah, like I'm going to do that for you, dude. Forget about it. 0-1 the count. Runner goes. Hit and run. Swing and a miss. He's safe. So Tester with the stolen base. And Schemenauer behind in the count 0-2 with 2 outs, but the go-ahead run in scoring position at second base. Fisher comes set. The wind up the pitch. Fly ball. Right field side. Foul. Out of play. No, in play. Bounced off the fence. A little bit late on that pitch. Fisher comes set, checks the runner, comes to the plate. And a fly ball, a nice catch by Vivian and left to end the threat. Jim Falls does not score. 1 hit and no errors. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 6. You're watching WBA baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Bauer & Feind has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Feind Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
Perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. to look like Gary Cooper, super duper. I believe we have a new pitcher. We do. It's number 12. And Carter Stelter now pitching. So the updated pitching line for Jim Falls.
Moving over to second base, number 15, A.J. Schemenauer. Now playing third base, number 11, Jake Esslinger. And now doing the pitching, number 12, Carter Stelter. Leading off for Holmen is the third baseman, number 21, Eric Ramsier.
So Carter Stelter in on the hill for Jim Falls. We'll get you those defensive changes here in the second. He will be facing Eric Ramsier here to start off the bottom of the sixth. A.J. Schemenauer has gone to second base. Jake Esslinger has gone to third. Three and one to count. Make it 3-2. All righty. So as we said before, the changes. Carter Stelter on the hill. A.J. Schemenauer now at second. Jake Esslinger at third. Popped up out of play. Joe Anderson joined by Olivia Zimmerman on production here. Ground ball to third. Esslinger scoops it over to first, gets the put out. For the first out. They'll bring up the top of the order in Mason Palmer. Whenever I see a gentleman with the last name of Palmer, I always think of the rock group Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Yeah, I'm old. One out, top of the order. Nice off-speed pitch, but high for a ball. Tied at 6. Foul away. Jim Falls led comfortably 6-0. Going into the fifth, and then gave up 6 runs. And we're tied at 6. That updated pitching line for Mike Maurer, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 6 runs, all charged to him. Up the middle, that's going to be a base hit for number 2. So Palmer with a solid base hit to center field. Brings up Cameron Weber. Weber 1 for 3, 2 pop-ups, and a single, and an RBI single, and a run scored in the 5th. That pitch high and tight for a ball. Cameron Weber sports number 7 on his back. Runner goes, pitches inside, throw down the second, not in time. Stolen base for Mason Palmer. You also have the Twin Peaks thing with the last name of Palmer. Who killed Laura Palmer? That was the big thing back in the late 1980s. Twin Peaks. High fly ball, left center field. Coda, Google. Coda makes the catch. For the second out. Deep fly ball. Kind of wonder if that hadn't been so windy, if that might have had a chance to get at least to the fence, if maybe over the fence.
Second baseman, number 9, Calvin Hargrove.
With 2 outs and 1 on, Calvin Hargrove, the batter. 2 flyouts to right and an RBI single and a run scored in the 5th. Big inning for the lads from Holmen. It says features on there in block print, block letters on the fronts of their jerseys. Holmen, one of those fast-growing cities in that La Crosse area. Foul. My friends, the Esklitsons, live down there. Little hijinks with the baseball. Got a high throw. Everything's back to normal. Stelter will get on the mound, on the plate. Come set. Check the runner at second and come to the plate. Popped up out of play, right field side. Two outs, 1 and 2 count to Calvin Hargrove. Iroquois and Eau Claire will face off. In our final game. And that's going to be a chopper fair. Esslinger not in time. So an infield single for Calvin Hargrove. Esslinger playing deep in the hole at third. It'll bring up Anthony Vivian. Anthony hit by a pitch, a single, and a walk, but scored a run in the 5th. Go ahead run at second with 2 away. Third pitcher of the afternoon for Jim Falls. Mike Mauer started, was relieved by A.J. Schemenauer and now Carter Stelter. And that's a base hit up the middle. And they're going to send him, and misplayed by Coda in center field, and Holmen has the lead 7-6. So Vivian with a base hit and an error on the center fielder. It was a base hit. They can't give him the RBI because of the error. So just like that, in the span of 2 innings, Holmen goes from being shut out and held to 2 hits to scoring 7 runs and taking the lead. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Always hardest to get that third out, and this is Trev Egtern, the second baseman. And he hits a ground ball. Tester over to first in time to end the inning. 2 left on. But the go-ahead run scores for the gentleman from Holmen. We head to the 7th. Holmen 7, Jim Falls 6. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Zaleski Sports. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman here, bringing you Game 2 of 3 from Wisconsin Rapids WBA Regional Tournament action. Give shout-outs to some of our viewers who have chimed in. Tammy, Nicole, Dustin, Keith, and now Ryan. Ryan says, let's go Jim Falls. If you want to leave a comment on the air, I'll give you a shout-out, or a comment on the YouTube page. I'll give you a shout-out over the air. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of a tale of two teams. The first 4.5 innings were 4 innings were all Jim Falls, and that bottom in the 5th, and the gentleman from Holmen had his foul. But the fellas from Holmen's tied it up with 6 in the 5th, and then took the lead now in the 6th. Here in the 7th inning, this is Bobby Soren leading things off. And that ripped the ball just foul down the third baseline. Soren, Esslinger, and Stelter due up here for Jim Falls in the top of the 7th. Andrew Fisher all the way so far in the hill for Holmen. Gave up 5 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd, and since then they've gotten kind of threatening, but no runs have come in. That pitch outside for a ball. 1-2 the count. He's only walked 1 batter, struck out 3. Two pools that are playing here. Wisconsin Rapids pool 1 and 2. Holmen, Red Rapids, Jim Falls, Viroqua, Brill, and Eau Claire. Ground ball to short. Weber over to first. And a low throw. And that's an E6. Which allows Soren to reach first base. So the tying run at first, and Dix will come in at first base to courtesy run for Soren. This is Jake Esslinger. And Jake with a single. A run scored in the 2nd. So 3 for 3 for Mr. Esslinger. Takes ball 1. Nine hits given up by Andrew Fisher. Bunt. Fisher to Quam for the out. So that moves the tying run into scoring position. So Carter Stelter, the batter. Carter 1 for 3. Had a single and a run scored in the 2nd, and 2 consecutive groundouts. A lot of small ball being played in this game. A lot of bunting. That pitch low and inside for a ball. A lot of old-fashioned baseball in this matchup. A lot of stolen bases, a lot of bunts. You think back to the glory days of baseball, the Yankees were the big Bronx Bombers, and then you have the Cardinals. Station to station, a lot of bunting, a lot of stolen bases. Inside for a ball. Fisher not wanting to know where that pitch was so he can correct it. 3-0. And inside for ball 4. So Stelter reaches on a walk. Now you've got the infield fly rule in effect, and Colton Turner, the batter.
Number 18.
And Coulter
Colton Turner.
reached on an error. Fielder's choice and a fly out, so 0 for 3. Two and 0. Fisher starting to lose control here of his pitches in the 7th, struggling now. Tying run at second for Jim Falls. And it's 3-0. I think Ben Byam is going to come out and talk to his pitcher after this at bat. Quam in at first in the grass. And back-to-back walks have loaded the bases for Jim Falls. And as I thought Mr. Byam's going to come out and have a chat with his pitcher, Andrew Fisher. We'll see if we have a change or not. Our third game of this triple header today will be Viroqua and Eau Claire, scheduled for 6:30 start time. So about an hour from now or so, we shall see. They're going to keep Fisher in. 1 out. They're going to play the odds. They're going to bring the infield in against the number 9 hitter, Evan Dennis.
Number 19, Evan Dennis.
0 for 2 with a sac fly in the 2nd inning and an RBI. Well, you got to run. You got an out at any, force out at any base. And you got the infield fly rule also in effect. See if Dennis can get a base hit. There's a strike. Left-handed hitting right fielder. 1-1 the count. Fisher going from the windup. High fly ball, center field. Palmer will make the catch. Runner will attempt to come in from third, and he will do so standing up. So another sac fly for Evan Dennis, an RBI. And we're tied at 7. As Soren will score from third.
Back to the top of the order for Jim Falls.
2 outs. And top of the order in Jake Coda. Jake with a strikeout, a fielder's choice, a strikeout, and a ground out. Called a strike. Sixth batter of the inning for Jim Falls. Fisher's pitch, fouled back. 0-2. The pitch. Low and away for a ball. 1-2. Dakota. Jake Coda playing center field. Carter Stelter at second, Colton Turner at first. And Coda works the count now to 2-2 after falling behind 0-2. The pitch from Fisher, foul back. Game 2 of 3. The first game won by the Brill Millers 4-3 over Eau Claire. Eau Claire will play the Viroqua Sox after this matchup. And Fisher will end the 7th with a strikeout. Jim Falls with 1 run ties the score at 7. We head to the 7th inning stretch. You're watching WBA baseball regional action on Zaleski Sports.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
Jackson Google in on the hill now for Jim Falls. Moves from left field to the pitcher's mound.
And at third base is number 12, Carter
Stelter back at third. Esslinger back at second. And A.J. Schemenauer, is now on left.
Leading off for Holmen in their half of the 7th, the first baseman, number 28, Adam Quam.
Quam hits a fly ball to right. Evan Dennis makes the catch for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pitching line for Carter Stelter. Pardon me. 1 inning, 3 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, 1 run allowed. 4th pitcher of the afternoon for Jim Falls, Jackson Google on the hill. He moves from left field to the mound. A.J. Schemenauer in left now. Jake Esslinger back at second. Carter Stelter back at third where they started out the game. Ground ball. Stelter over to first. Gets the out. 2 up, 2 down.
Designated hitter, number 25, Caleb Maddle.
So 3 pitches and 2 outs. That pitch from Google in the dirt. In the turf. since we have no dirt here. All synthetic surface, infield, outfield, even the pitcher's mound. Two places that really take the most abuse are home plate and the pitcher's mound. So they do a lot of work on those two areas. I think they refurbished the pitcher's mound this spring, that pitch inside. Beautiful facility here in Rapids. They redid this entire sports complex. Refurbished the football stadium and track to our left. As Maddle will draw the walk with 2 outs. And redid all of these baseball fields and softball fields. This is a quadruplex, 2 baseball, 2 softball diamonds with the concession stand in the middle and everything built around it. If you've never had a chance to get here, you shouldn't make it a point to come to Southwood County Park, just to the south of Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln High School. Beautiful facility, great seats. Runner goes, pitch is called a strike. And the runner slides in safe to second. Caleb Maddle with the stolen base. Yeah, hard to believe. In about less than 2 weeks now, we'll have football on the network, high school football. Knocked down by Soren. 4th pitcher of the afternoon for Jim Falls. Mike Maurer was cruising along till the 5th, and the bats came alive for Holmen. Ground ball right back to Google over to first, and that will end the threat. As Ramsayer grounds out. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to the 8th. Tied at 7. You're watching WBA baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat!
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a little. Oh! U-turn! U-turn! Oh my goodness!
U-turn? You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports, broadcast of WBA baseball tournament action here from Wisconsin Rapids. Joe Anderson joined by Olivia Zimmerman on production. Game 2 of 3. Game 1 won by Brill 4-3 over Eau Claire. This game features Jim Falls and Holmen. And our final game of the afternoon evening will be Viroqua and Eau Claire, scheduled for a 6:30 start, but maybe a little bit later than that. See how things go. They don't at least have to, at least they do not have to recondition the playing surface. And leading things off for Jim Falls is Jackson Google here in the 8th inning. Google with a pop up to short, a walk, a fly to the right, and a ground out to third. He did score a run in the 2nd inning. Be Google, Tester, and Schemenauer for the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Andrew Fisher gets the strikeout. He's in his 8th inning of work, and Fisher has struck out 1, 2, 3, for 5.
That'll bring up the shortstop.
Walk 2.
Number 27.
Had a rough second and third, but since then has really settled down. He's only allowed 1 run from the 4th through the 7th inning. We're tied at 7. Tester takes strike 1. Mason Tester reached on an error, had a 2 RBI double, ground out to short, and a single. And another single for Mr. Tester. Go ahead, run at first now for Jim Falls as A.J. Schemenauer 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out.
Left fielder, number 15, A.J. Schemenauer.
Swing and a miss. Speaking of turf, as an umpire, it's kind of cool to umpire on turf if it's a 80, 90 degree day and the sun's really beating down on you, I'd give me grass. But if it's a overcast day or a cooler spring day, I like doing it on turf. Fly ball to center will drop for a base hit. Go ahead, run now at second base. Back-to-back singles for the Sturgeon. And Mason Tester at second in scoring position for Jim Falls. Tied at 7. I'll bring up Bobby Soren. Soren with a double, a single, and reached on an error. Scored 3 runs for the Sturgeons. Andrew Fisher. His pitch hit foul. Out of play. Triple header today, double header tomorrow. Scheduled for 12:30 and 3:30 tomorrow. Fly ball, center field. Catches made by Palmer. And that will allow Mason Tester to trot to third.
Second baseman, number 11, Jake Esslinger.
You can always tell when the lads on the other side of the press box are listening to what I say. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer. Laura Palmer. Arnold Palmer. Jim Palmer. Speaking of Jim Palmer, the man pitched for like 20-some years. Came up when he was like 19 or 20 and had one heck of a career with the Orioles. You just don't think about it. You start looking at the record book and you go, holy smokes. And a long history of advertisements during and after his playing career, and worked in a lot of baseball as play-by-play commentator. And Esslinger, 1 and 2 to him with 2 outs. That go-ahead run at third. Who will win this battle? Will it be Fisher or Esslinger? Ball back against the screen. The go-ahead run 90 feet away for Jim Falls. In the form of Mason Tester. A.J. Schemenauer still at first. 2 outs. Jake Esslinger with a 1 and 2 count. Andrew Fisher, the pitcher, delivers. Popped up. It's going to be out of play down the left field line. Yes, they reconditioned that whole football stadium to our left, all turf. They redid the track. And they play the 8-man football championships game at the stadium to our left here at Southwood County Park. Count remains 1 and 2. Esslinger awaits Fisher's pitch. Here it is. And struck him out to end the threat. We head to the bottom of the 8th. We're still tied at 7. You're watching WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports.
Today's game is brought to you by Toyson Ford. Stop in at Toyson Ford to pick out your new ride. Come see why all your friends and neighbors say you'll find a friend at Toyson Ford. An SC Swiderski apartment or home is certain to be where you want to live, work, and play throughout the Chippewa Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski to make you feel right at home. Wall-to-Wall Carpet One, located on East Hamilton Avenue in Eau Claire. Give Wall-to-Wall Carpet One a call at 715-598-4485. Since 2009, Momentum Baseball Academy has been leading baseball instruction in western Wisconsin. Momentum Baseball Academy, official partner of the Eau Claire Express.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA Baseball here from Southwood County Park. My excellent producer, Miss Olivia Zimmerman, mans the meters. Joe Anderson here with play-by-play. Bottom of the 8th, tied at 7. Mason Palmer will lead things off for Holmen. Top of the order. Mason with a walk, a ground out, and 2 singles, and 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. He and his 2 other bandmates, Emerson and Lake. The pitch. Inside. 2-1. This is Jackson Google. Second inning of work for Mr. Google. You wonder if his teammates always come up to him and ask him questions. If he doesn't know the answer, he just Googles it. Kind of poking fun a little bit at Jackson. Jackson spells his name Gugel. 3-2 count. Foul down the first base line by Palmer. Mason with number 2 on his back. Center fielder. He's had a good game. And he draws a leadoff walk, so the go-ahead run at first base now for Holmen. They trailed 6-0 until the 5th. And they knocked in 6 runs. And then took the lead 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th, excuse me. Gave up a run in the top of the 7th, and we stand tied at 7 here in the bottom of the 8th. And Cameron Weber, the batter. 2 pop-ups to the infield, RBI single and a fly out to center field, and he's going to do it again. Flies out to center in consecutive at-bats for the first out. Calvin Hargrove.
Second baseman, number 9, Calvin Hargrove.
Calvin, 2 flyouts to right, an RBI single, and another single in the 6th, but got stranded at 3rd. Batting from the right side, 1 away. Go ahead run at first. Strike 1. Our third game will feature Viroqua and Eau Claire. Fly ball to right. It's deep. Good catch made by Dennis and Wright. Now with 2 outs, Anthony Vivian, the batter, hit by a pitch, single, walk, single. Scored a run in the 5th. Palmer still at first. They'll toss over. Jim Falls over by that Medford-Gilman area, I believe. Quick throw over to first. Not in time. Pretty much straight up overcast now. Runner goes, and Soren loses track of the ball. And now Palmer in scoring position at second base. With the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th. And that called a ball, much to the chagrin of the Jim Falls fans. Yeah, the fans are helping the officials in this matchup. Two and 1 to count. And Soren knocks that down. Ryan, Keith, Dustin, Nicole, and Tammy are watching. Anybody else want to chime in and leave a comment on the YouTube page? Here's the pitch. Popped up, out of play. Vivian knew he had a good pitch to hit. Got under it. He'll step back in. See what Google gives him the hit. And pitch is low for a ball 4. So Vivian at first. Runners at first and second. That go-ahead run, it's in scoring position at second.
Right fielder, number 5, Trev Egtern.
So Trev Egtern in a big spot here, flew out to right, popped up the first, reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run and grounded out. And he hits the first ball to right field, just foul. And Google with a big sigh of relief. I do like these big numbers on the backs of the players' jerseys. We'll talk about the Major League Baseball uniforms in the second. 2 outs, 2 on. Go ahead, run at second. Count is 0-1. Egtern takes ball 1. They went with those new baseball jerseys this year in uniforms, and they look like stuff you'd buy for a junior high team. Real small numbers and letters. They just don't look good. Hopefully they'll get that fixed next year. Here's the pitch. Called a strike, got the inside corner. One and 2 the count. The pitch from Google. Fly ball, right center field. Coda says you'll get nothing and like it, and that'll end the threat. We head to the 9th, tied at 7. You're watching WBA baseball here on Zaleski Sports.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for every season of life. From tending the vegetable garden season to planting 100 acres of crops season. Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop Whether it's strawberry jam season, cook your walleye season, or his first set of wheels season, Fleet Farm is built for every season. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
Five. Who's in right field? All right, doing the pitching line as we have a new pitcher for Holmen. It's Willie Jacobson. Andrew Fisher went 8 innings.
Leading off for Jim Falls in their half of the ninth inning. Third baseman, number 12, Carter Stelter.
Carter Stelter will lead things off for Jim Falls here in the top of the ninth. It'll be Stelter, Turner, and Dennis.
Changes for Holmen. Now playing shortstop, number 5, Trev Eichtern. Out in right field, number 25, Caleb Mattel. And into pitch, number 7, Cam Weber.
So Cameron Weber now pitching. Goes from short to the hill. Weber in here now in the ninth inning for Holmen. And a leadoff walk to Carter Stelter here in the ninth. So they'll go ahead and run again on base for Jim Falls. And Colton Turner, the batter, reached on an error, fielder's choice, and fly out and a walk.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 18, Colton Turner.
He squares the bunt, fouls it back. So Andrew Fisher, after he got through the second, gave up only 2 runs, but 6 in the second inning. Ended up with giving up 11 hits. He only walked 3, struck out 6. Bunt is successful, and they get the tag out. But he moves Stelter to second. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Evan Dennis.
Number 19,
Evan Dennis flew out the left, flew out the center. Had a sac fly, RBI in the third. A ground out and another sac fly in the 7th to tie the score. He likes to hit the left and to center field. Unusual for a left-handed hitter because usually you assume they're going to be pull hitters and hit more to the right side of the diamond. 2-0 to Dennis. Strike call. 2-1. Cameron Weber moving from short to the pitcher's mound. We've had several defensive changes. And that's hit to right field. That's going to be extra bases. And they're winding them in. And the go-ahead run for Jim Falls. And Carter Stelter comes in on the RBI double by Evan Dennis. I mean, you're going to get a solid hit, do it in the 9th inning. And the go-ahead run scores. It's now 8-7. Jim Falls. They're having a defensive conference out there. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment on the YouTube page, friends. Tammy Yeager is cheering for the Sturgeon. So is Nicole. And Ryan Bayer is rooting for Jim Falls. In the top of the order, and Jake Coda. Strikeout, fielder's choice, strikeout, ground out, strikeout. Cameron Weber in relief of Andrew Fisher here in the top of the 9th for Holmen. Two and one the count. 1 out, 1 in. Runner at second for Jim Falls. Fly to left field, and that's going to drop in. Foul. Holy cow, only by about a half a foot. And you could see the look on the head coach for Jim Falls, the look on his face like, snickerdoodles. 6 inches. May not have said snickerdoodles, but something to the effect. This is a family entertainment channel. The pitch. Foul back. Two and two the count. Coda awaits. Here's the pitch. Ground ball foul. Two and two, 1 out. Runner at second. 1 run in for Jim Falls. They lead now 8-7, top of the 9th. Swing and a miss for a strike. And down on strikes goes Coda for the second out. Jackson Google. Google popped up to short, walked, scored a run in the second, flew out to right, grounded out the third, and struck out. On tap after this game for Viroqua and Eau Claire. Whoa, well inside. Did it hit him on the helmet? No, it did not. I thought it hit him in the helmet, but apparently it went inside, but that was the sound was off the catcher's mask, or pardon me, mitt. There's a strike. Two and one to count with 2 outs. Google awaits the pitch. Now 3 and 1. Cameron Weber struggling now here in the 9th. He's got 2 outs, but 1 run has come in to give Jim Falls the lead. Weber gets the sign. Agrees with the pitch and the delivery. It's now 3-2. And they're going to call time and make sure they've got the count right. 3-2. Everybody comes to the agreement that it's full count. Runner will go on the pitch most likely. Fouled back against the screen. I mean, it's easy to sometimes lose track. What's worse is when you do it in college football in front of 100,000 fans and the officials get the downs wrong. Oh, my gosh. Full count, the pitch. Walked him. So Jackson Google at first. Evan Dennis at second. 1 run in with 2 outs. Mason Tester reached on an error. 2 RBI double. Ground out. Single. And single. He's swinging a hot bat as Mason. Ground ball. And then we'll get the out at second to end it. But big run for Jim Falls as they now take the lead 8-7 heading into the bottom of the 9th. We'll see if the Features can hook the Sturgeon here in the bottom of the 9th. We'll see. WBA Baseball on Zaleski Sports. Back in a minute.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
Welcome back to Zaleski Sports broadcast of WBA Regional Baseball here from Southwood County Park in Wisconsin Rapids. Joe Anderson, Olivia Zimmerman bringing you this game. Game 2 of 3. Our next game scheduled for a 6:30 start. We shall see as we head to the bottom of the 9th. And Keith Pitch says, great hit, Denny. So Keith is watching, along with Ryan and Dustin and Tammy and Nicole.
Leading off for Holmen in their half of the 9th inning. The first
Adam Quam, Alex Gavrilos, and Caleb Maddle due up for the Features here in the bottom of the 9th. The 6, 7, 8 hitters in the lineup. Quam, ground out, single, single, fly out. Jackson Google working his 3rd inning, came in the 7th inning. Can he preserve the lead, or will the Features hook the Sturgeons here with 2 runs? We shall see. Ground ball. Stelter to Turner for the first out. 1 down brings up Alex Gavrilos. Alex, a fly out to left. a fielder's choice, a fly out to center, and a ground out to third. So Gavrilos, the second batter here in the bottom of the ninth with one out. Jackson Google came in the seventh. Walk 3, struck out none, allowed no hits and no runs. That pitch about a foot above everybody's head. Google's pitch, right down 8th Street South. That's the main drag here in Wisconsin Rapids. The windup and the pitch inside for a ball and walked him. So the tying run now at first base. Caleb Maddle. Popped up the first. Single, flew out, flied out to right, walked, and ground ball up the middle for a base hit. And the go-ahead run now at first base. Winning run at first base for Holmen with one out. Tying run at second. Eric Ramsey, the batter. Eric on the afternoon popped up to second, struck out, a ground out the third, and a ground out the first. Tying run at second. Winning run at first. Swing and a miss. Ball bounces away from Soren, but tracks it down, keeps it in front of him. Tell you, I was a little critical of Bobby Soren there a couple of innings ago, but I'll tell you, he has really kept the ball in front of him at all times, except for like 2 pitches. And that's a fly ball to right. Well, 2 outs. And top of the order in Mason Palmer. Tying run at second, winning run at first for Holmen. And Mason with a walk, a ground out, a single, and a walk. 2 runs scored. Holmen down to their last out. And strike 1 to Palmer. Jackson Google, 3rd inning of work here in relief. 4th pitcher of the game for Jim Falls. He now is ahead 0-2. And Holmen down to their last strike. Google gets the sign, comes set, Soren ready to catch. Palmer hits a ground ball to first. It's tracked down by Turner. He'll get the put out. And that will do it as Jim Falls comes back to win this game 8-7. And Jim Falls Sturgeon beat the Features 8-7. Quite a contest. Well, our final game coming up here in a little bit will be Viroqua and Eau Claire. So take care of what you need to take care of. We'll do the same and get things prepped for our 3rd game. It's scheduled for 6:30, but we'll see. Keep it on the network, but I'm thinking we're going to probably start about 6:45. For Olivia Zimmerman, this is Joe Anderson saying thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our post-game show commercial. Final score here in Game 2, the Jim Falls Sturgeon 8 and the Holmen Features 7. Back in a bit.
Hip impingement and hip labral tears are common causes of hip and groin pain and are often the result of repetitive use from crouching sports or trauma. Today, we are visiting Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Dr. Carlson, a partner with Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is in the forefront of using a newer procedure called hip arthroscopy, which allows minimally invasive access to a joint and treatments to problems never addressed before. Using hip arthroscopy, Dr. Carlson is able to repair tissue without dislocating the hip and without replacing it.
Hip arthroscopy is where a surgeon takes a camera on the end of a long wand, which we call a scope, and through a small poke hole incision in your skin, delivers that scope into a joint. In this particular case, we're talking about hip arthroscopy, where that scope would be put in the hip joint. The hip joint first has to be dislocated or the ball and socket pulled apart. When that's pulled apart, we can access the joint and look around and do the work we're talking about doing. Once inside the joint, through other portals, we call them, those poke holes that we use to access the joint, we can use other instruments, again on the end of a long wand, to perform the work inside the joint. Things like repairing the cartilage rim of the socket, called the labrum, fixing cartilage defects or problems on the head of the ball or the lining of the socket, repairing tissue around the hip, such as ligaments or capsule, repairing tendons that attach to the hip, or releasing them if need be, depending on the particular problem.
Dr. Carlson's goal is to eliminate the segment of untreated patients or patients with delayed treatment who have curable hip pathology, educating potential patients and their providers that these symptoms are not things they need to live with, or that they are not from their back or groin pulls or early arthritis. Few orthopedic surgeons are operating on hips through a scope because it is a newer and technically difficult surgery. Therefore, certain diagnoses may be missed by physicians not familiar with these newer treatment options.
Patients I see with hip joint pain that can be fixed and not just replaced can range from their mid-teens or younger teens to 50, 60 years old. In the past, patients who had labral tears in their hip were told that they may have some pre-arthritis or an early arthritic problem. They may be told that they were just prone to frequent groin pulls in the sport of their choice. And taking some time away from their sport, they may sometimes be able to return to the sport with just continued pain. And fortunately now, with our knowledge of the concept of labral tears and our ability to treat that problem, we can take people who are otherwise just waiting 20 years to undergo a hip replacement, or just feeling that they can't ever participate in that activity because they'll just keep getting groin pulls. We can take that person, we can make them better, we can fix their problem, we can bring them back to their sport, and allow them to continue to develop as an athlete or as a worker or whatever particular activity they're trying to do where that hip is affecting them.
Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin for over 45 years. Their success and reputation as an outstanding orthopedic clinic can be attributed to the teamwork of their friendly, knowledgeable physicians and staff.
Here at Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we have 12 partners, orthopedics, neurosurgery, non-operative spine, and foot and ankle. We really pride ourselves in listening closely to the patients and hearing what they're saying, spending a lot of time engaging in the conversation of what is really bothering that person.
After meeting with the patient, Dr. Carlson determined that his difficulties had all been related to painful hip impingement.
It was incredibly important for me to meet with a doctor that understood sports and athletics and kind of just how I wanted to continue that lifestyle instead of just kind of shutting it down. So meeting with someone like Dr. Carlson was incredibly important to me because he understood how I still wanted to be active after a surgery and still wanted to maintain my daily lifestyle.
While visiting with Dr. Carlson, we learned that he grew up skiing and continues to ski competitively across the country and also enjoys hunting, fishing, and hiking. He is passionate that his patients' goals are his goals. Whether it is getting them back to playing with their kids, working aggressively, or competing in sports, his patients are more active and enjoy their lives.
When I see those people so happy with themselves, so happy with their decision to have this fixed or to go through this process, as scary as it sometimes is. If you don't know what's on the other side, it's so satisfying for me.